Hey y'all, it's Kellyanne. You know me already, or at least you should. You could if you follow me on the Instaham, or if you subscribe to my Patreon and you get the extended versions of these videos. You know that I love talking about serious issues. And one of the serious issues that I have today is perfectionism. Now, it may not feel like a serious issue. However, it's very, very serious for those of us who wait until the perfect moment or wait until there's a measurable amount of perfectionism in order to start something and in order to do something. However, the thing that we measure all of our success by is not perfectionism, is it? Because we all know those people who plan and they think and then they think again and then they rethink it again, and every single time they think about something, it becomes more and more perfect in their mind. However, it increases their doubt about the perfectionism of the last thought, because if they thought plan C was as perfect as they could get it, but before that, plan B was as perfect as it could be, what's to stop them from creating a plan D and a plan E and an F and a G and an XYZ? What is to stop them from believing that there is always something more perfect out there and that the planning stage is the most important part? We all know those people too who enact those perfect plans, and when they don't go their way and they have set up perfect structures, but they haven't set up flexible systems for dealing with accidents or dealing with random things. Like in my Instagram live just now, I was talking about how, you've got like the Donkey Kong sitting on the side in the wings where you can't see them, and every time you try to level up, it throws a barrel in your way. And we just think like, let me just jump, let me just level up. And instead, all of a sudden, we have something else that comes hurling at us that we couldn't have foreseen. Or maybe we could have foreseen, but we didn't plan for it, and we didn't create this sense of it's okay. It's okay if that happens, because it's not going to take away from my experience, and it's not going to take away from the experience that I'm creating for others. So we all know those people who plan and plan and plan and plan and plan, and yet they are so inflexible that when something goes awry, it is that thing's fault, that everything else just like tumbled downhill and broke down and became less perfect. And at the end of whatever they've created, and they get to sit back and bask in the outcome and the final result, are they happy? Or are they sitting there, and this may have been you, this has definitely been me, sitting there thinking, yeah, but it could have been better if. Yeah, but, if only. If only. You hear this all the time with folks who define themselves and identify as perfectionists because they are never happy. Even in the results, even in the outcome, even when everybody else has had an incredible time and has really enjoyed themselves and feels totally happy heading home, that person feels unfulfilled because it wasn't exactly right. And if we try to measure every single thing we do by getting it right the first time, that's a serious fucking issue. That's a serious fucking issue. Because think about it. You can be at a job where you do everything right. You figure out your daily routines so that you're anticipating the needs of wherever you're at. and your job one day decides to fire you. You've done everything perfect. You've done absolutely everything that you could possibly do to be valued and to fulfill your role in that career. However, fucking Donkey Kong threw a barrel. Donkey Kong threw you a fucking barrel filled with shit, and it just smashed into you because you didn't even think that, like, this was a possibility, that flexibility was an option, and that opening yourself to the fact that things are not perfect and not everything can even possibly be perfect. I mean, freaking look around me right now. These are not all uniform. They are not all symmetrical. They are not all beautiful and green. Some of them have like broken off bits, and some of them have brown spots where they're kind of dying. And yet, how beautiful was that? They have like little pink edges and purple undersides, and there are unique details to every single being and every single thing that is created from the mind into the world, into reality, into the external, that completely erases the effect or the negative effect of what appear to be flaws. So when we try to measure things by perfectionism, we can still get fired from our job. We can be a perfect girlfriend or boyfriend or partner, and we can still get dumped. We can do every single thing perfectly as a parent and still raise a child who is not perfect, because flaws make us beautiful. Flaws make us unique. So if we try to measure every single thing by perfectionism, then we're always going to be what? Dissatisfied, disappointed, and unhappy. It's always going to create this feeling of a lack of fulfillment, a lack of achievement, a lack of success. And when we focus on what we don't have rather than what we do have and what we have created, it's always going to lead to this issue that I'm talking about, which is measuring up to the standard of perfect. So, what can we do instead? What can we do instead to measure up to something else? What is our new measure as opposed to perfect? What is our new measure for success and for achievement that is not perfectionism? And that's not even excellence. Let's even take excellent off the table. Here's the table. Buy excellent. Buy excellent, because if we take perfectionism and excellence off the table, what do we have left in the outcome? When everything is said and done and all of our plans have been put into action and the night's over or the day is done, we hit the pillow at night, what is left? What is important? It's how we feel. It's how we felt in the present moment while our plans were being put in place. Because when Donkey Kong throws that shit barrel at you, you can either laugh and jump for joy, or you can be stressed. You can get smacked in the face, covered with shit, and you can act surprised and shocked like you didn't see it coming. And at the end of the day, when you hit your head on that pillow, are you going to think, wow, I should have seen that coming? Or are you going to think, you know, I'm really glad that that shit barrel almost hit me today, or even did, smacked me in the face. I'm so glad that that shit barrel hit me in the face today, because now I know how to do better the next time. Imagine if you hadn't tried at all. Imagine if that perfect plan that was in your head was never made external, was never put out into the world. That's the true measure of unfulfillment or lacking achievement or lacking success. Because if you try and think of a better plan and a better plan and a better plan and a better structure and organize it better, I mean, like, I'm a Virgo mind, so I totally get you, okay? If you keep trying to plan and plan and plan, so much so that the perfect plan that was there before creates doubts toward this new plan and makes you think, well, the last plan felt perfect, but now I see how this one is more perfect. What if it's not actually perfect, though? What if I need to keep thinking it through so that I actually reach perfect? How much time is going to fucking pass before that opportunity passes you? You can't pass everything up because it's not perfect. Done is better than perfect. Good is better than nothing. Great is better than it doesn't even exist because you didn't try. So that is my free message today for all of my YouTube subscribers, and I'm going to keep talking about the perfectionism that I experienced in my encounter with herpes and how trying to live a maybe so-called perfect life and a perfect idea of how I fit in with my family and how I fit into my relationships with romantic partners really became a fucking issue. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it is a fucking issue. So I love you, and for my Patreon subscribers, let's get to it.